Would you like to watch a recap of the Resident Evil 7 Biohazard story? Sure, I played it, but why not?
Okay. Where
Where
to
to
start?
start? My wife was missing for 3 whole years. I
My
went to
name?
Louisiana,
It's Ethan.
and she was
Ethan
frickin'
Winters.
nutty.
It's been 3
Chopped
years
off
since
my
everything
hand.
happened at the Baker house. I was looking for my wife, who disappeared. I got an email from her. She told me to come get her. And of course, that's how I ended up in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana. I found Mia being held captive in a dark basement. She wasn't thinking right. She attacked me like some kind of wild animal. Later on, I found out that she was infected by a special kind of mold. I looked all over the house trying to find an antidote, a vaccine, anything.
Special kind of mold. That's kind of
People who lived there were already
glossing
infected.
over.
What was left of them wasn't human. The source of the infection was a bioweapon that looked like a little girl.
Evelyn.
Her name was Evelyn. I fought the fucked up family
Mm.
and was able to treat Mia's symptoms with a serum.
Marguerite and Jim Baker and my grandma there, who is really Evelyn, right?
Then
Yeah.
Chris Redfield and his soldier buddies showed up
She
and saved
aged
the
real
both of us.
fast. I never played Not a Hero. Your daughters.
Is that enough? I really don't want to talk about what happened anymore.
Well,
It's all over now.
okay, bud. If you say so. Should we do hardcore? Hold on. Bonuses. Baker Incident Report. 80 pages? Depicts my investigation into the events after the incident at the Baker's residence. Baker incident, July 2017. A number of people lost their lives at the residence in the middle of the American countryside. It was a truly horrifying tragedy. I still don't know the exact number of victims. Two survivors, husband and wife Ethan and Mia Winters, were able to shed some light on the events, which would have shook the world, but there was a cover up, and the Winterses vanished. There's someone or something powerful acting behind the scenes. I just know it. I decided to investigate to follow the breadcrumbs of what happened after. How can I be so sure? Because I'm someone who was there. Who is this? First of all, how was this incident reported upon? Wait. How was this incident reported upon its discovery by the world? Let's take a look at some newspaper clippings from that time to see how the news was manipulated. Local newspaper, the Dolby Daily. Family of four found dead in Dolby. Dolby County Sheriff's Office reported the Baker family found dead in their home in Dolby on the 21st July. Surrounding details are currently unknown apart from the deaths of Jack Baker, his wife Marguerite, son Lucas, and daughter Zoe. Deputy Sheriff Dave Anderson has also been missing. Oh yeah, I guess he would be. Since the 19th, according to Deputy Sheriff Riley Whiteford, who visited the Baker's residence around the time of his disappearance. So Dave Anderson was the one who got the shovel through the head. Social media, that thing with the dead family, wasn't that where the giant monster? What? That thing with the dead family, wasn't that where that giant black monster was? You think they were eaten by that thing? No way. It's not some cheesy horror movie. Old man Jack did say some crazy stuff. I remember him getting into a lot of fights. He probably killed the whole family, then offed himself. This is 80 pages. Can I go back to this? Like in the main menu? Surely, right? It's been 2 days already, but you haven't reported anything else. Was it a murder, an accident, a suicide? It's a complaint to the county sheriff's office. And what's with the National Guard sealing the place off? What are y'all hiding? Very little was reported. Rapid rumor and speculation. The Bakers are completely isolated from the rest of the community and sealed off the entire area around their home, set things in motion. I recall there was a lot of public pressure on the press for information. I had been at the time I was being held in quarantine by a certain organization. and couldn't see any of the news myself. They finally allowed me to watch TV a few days after, and I was flabbergasted by the stark difference between reports and reality. Cover up. Sheriff's office says Baker family killed by natural gas. Okay. So they said it was a gas leak, and the victims were Jack, Marguerite, Lucas, Zoe, Dave, Clancy. Clancy, right? Andre. Those are the what do you call it? The ghost hunter guys. Peter Walken. I don't know. Ian injured or Ethan and Mia. Okay, but Chris actually killed Lucas later after. Toxic hydrogen sulfide gas. They're kidding, right? I heard they were soldiers, tanks, helicopters, blah, blah, blah. And here comes the conspiracy theorist, nut jobs. Here comes QAnon. But they're right in this case. But there was the black monster and the satellite photo of the shipwreck. You have to admit something's fishy. Magazine, the Inspector, an interview with Sally Baldwin, geological scientist. So you don't agree with the report that it was a gas leak. We can't rule it out completely, but it's very unusual, all things considered. There's hydrogen sulfide builds up areas of volcanic activity. Dolby, however, has no such activity. Okay, that was the official stance on the Baker incident, a tragic natural gas leak. But this is a complete fabrication. Nothing about the murders in that house. It was evidence someone was keeping the truth hidden. We're only 20 pages short. My name was on the list of victims. Oh shit, who is this? The organization still had me in quarantine. I was terrified the whole thing would come to an end, with me actually being among the deceased. Thankfully, it was a needless fear. The organization gave me a new identity and let me go. I guess they figured I was harmless and didn't know anything else. I was allowed to live as... Okay, so this is Ethan, I guess. Live as a new person for my own safety. Oh, no. I tried to contact the other two survivors, Ethan and Mia. Zoe? They saved my life, after all. I wanted to at least thank them, but they'd completely disappeared. I know the organization knows where they are, so I decided to investigate. The BSAA. Yes, the new umbrella, well, sort of. Counter bioterrorism organization sanctioned by the United Nations, formed to combat the rise of bioterrorism after the collapse of Umbrella Pharmaceuticals, combated terrorism in China, Europe, highly regarded as bioterrorists. The BSAA finally intervened in the Baker incident and were the ones that saved Mia, Ethan, and I. Thanks to my detainment in their facility, I have a pretty good idea who their members are. I was very, very persuasive when it came to asking them about organization and top secret documents. The Baker incident. Of course, I wanted to know the truth. The BSAA was hiding the hidden truth. A secret meeting between the sheriff. One of our reporters unearthed evidence that a secret meeting happened between Dulvey Sheriff Coleridge and an international organization known as BSAA. Voiced their concerns on the legitimacy of the sheriff's office that it was a toxic gas leak. They refused to give statement. Okay. BSSA, following details of the investigation of the Baker incident. Document is for employees with Class B clearance and above. We have concluded that the Baker incident was caused by accidental contamination from prototype bioweapon known as Evelyn. The residents of the Baker household were contaminated by a mold-like pathogen mutamycete. Evelyn was capable of rapidly producing this mold and it enabled her to control those infected both mentally and physically. Baker family were not the only victims. Evelyn manipulated the Bakers into kidnapping dozens of people. These victims were infected and mutated into the monstrous creatures called the Molded. Evelyn was originally created in a Munich research facility by the International Crime Syndicate, The Connections. The BSAA dispatched a team to destroy Evelyn. The mission, however, was not successful, and Evelyn escaped. Right. She was transferred to America by the Connections via a ship, and our caretaker, Mia, escaped during transport, murdered most of the ship. She abandoned the vessel and washed up in the body by the Baker residents. The aforementioned operation, we cannot deny that it resulted in Evelyn infecting innocent civilians. BSAA will have to take responsibility should it ever come to light. As such, we advise that a cover story is fed to the media and a report. E-Series mutamycete analysis report recovered from the cladosporium. It has similar characteristics to the black mold and incredibly high reproductive properties. Acts like a parasite, infecting the cells and rewriting the DNA. Furthermore, it combines with the... So this is just going over all the stuff the files from the end of 7. An organism infected with mutamycete transformed into a type of undead monster. Human biological weapon constructed through the implantation of mutamycete to a human embryo has the ability to infect through a fungal network and controls host of brainwave signals. Family was driven by a natural instinct to create a family. Infected the victim she controlled were her surrogate family. Due to an innate defect in her chromosomes, Evelyn cells reproduced at an accelerated rate, causing her to age rapidly and die. The Connections is a crime syndicate with no base of operations, global level in recent years, particularly active in Europe. Okay. Most of their activities appear to be revolved around the creation and selling of bioweapons. Evelyn was one of their products. Criminal organization founded by Brandon Bailey. Bailey's a shrewd man and was once the right-hand man of Oswald Spencer, CEO and president of Umbrella. Current status and location unknown. Bailey and Spencer became estranged due to differing visions, and Bailey used the connections he had made working as the director of the Umbrella Africa Research Center to branch off and find the crime syndicate. Alright, Bailey and Spencer became estranged, and Bailey used his connections to working as the director of Umbrella Africa to branch off and found the what do you call the what do they call connections. The organization's main goal simply appears to be commercial gain. Baker incident, as I know it, was just another statistical blip to be recorded. A fateful night when the tanker washed up on the bayou. Jack took that little girl from the shipwreck and into our home. Yeah, this is Zoe. Gotta be. And she turned everyone crazy and made us into monsters. Manipulated and covered up. Easy thing for them to do with direct backing from the UN. We couldn't let anyone know it was them who led to Evelyn cause all of this. I continued to investigate and finally caught wind of Ethan and Mia's location. Where the Winters are. Shall we begin then? Please state your name. Ethan Winters, systems engineer. How many times do we have to do this? When are you going to let me out? Interviews now had been necessary to conclude if you had any ulterior motives. Now we understand you were just an innocent victim, so you're going to let us go? Yes, but we have one condition. What's that? We'd like you and your wife to remain under our supervision. In exchange, we'll provide you with a new home, a new country. What are you saying? You want us to take on new identities? Wait, a new country? You want us to move to another country? To a lovely country in Eastern Europe, to be precise. Europe. You gotta be kidding. Why the hell would we? You were both witnesses to what happened. There's a certain criminal organization looking for you. We are doing this for your protection. Think of it more like witness protection. But all the way to Europe without any say. You can forget everything you experienced here. Start a new life. It's better for both of you that way. There's no way we can forget everything that happened. I want to talk to Mia about this. Let me talk to Mia. According to our examinations, you're mostly free of the mold now, Mia. Did you tell him about my past? No, as a sign of your appreciation for your cooperation, the BSAA has not divulged your involvement with the Connections, so he doesn't know that she was with them. I just want to return to a normal life with Ethan, forget everything. Ethan and Mia are in Europe. I was ecstatic that I finally had a clue. However, that's when I hit a brick wall. Security's tight. No one knew their exact location, which made sense when you consider an international crime syndicate is after them. 2 years, no progress. I ended up as a rookie reporter in New Orleans. The Baker incident has all but vanished from people's minds. Then one day a letter arrived, and it was from Mia herself. Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? BSAA won't let us send any emails or letters, but I gave this directly to an employee to give to you, so it should be safe. Our location is still hidden. I've always wanted to tell you how thankful I am. Ethan and I would have died in that house. If it hadn't been for you, it must have been hard to fight all alone for so long, so thank you. I can't tell you where we are, but we're safe and happy. I feel like we finally settled down into our new life. The house the BSAA gave us is huge. I don't know what to do with all of it. Oh, that reminds me of this reason I wanted to write you. We had a baby. I included a picture with this letter. I warn you, she is so cute. We named her Rosemary. Isn't it such a wonderful name? I hope you can come to see her someday. Ethan wants to see you too. I've learned all kinds of local dishes. I'm sure you'll like them. No need to reply. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Take care of yourself. Sincerely, Mia. Letter from Mia and Ethan out of nowhere, and they have a daughter. I almost gave up finding them. I couldn't hold back tears. I'm glad 2-3 of them are happy in their new life. Just as I went to close the mailbox, I spotted another envelope. It was embossed with the BSAA logo, sender unknown. Warning letter to Chris Redfield. Chris, we are concerned with your recent activity. Wait. What? Why would she get a letter from Chris? According to the recent reports, you have taken personal control of the elite unit Hound of Wolf Squad without permission. Accessed a number of top secret documents without permission. What the hell are you doing? What are you and your squad doing in Eastern Europe? Who the fuck is this Miranda that keeps popping up in your correspondences? What's with the investigation into the Winters family? You've been very critical of BSSA since the Baker incident. You might be one of the founding original 11, but I cannot let you continue to run around unchecked, so I will repeat myself. What the hell are you doing? BSSA HQ investigations. There was one thing scribbled on the back of this. It's not over. This is everything I have on the Baker incident, purely for my own reference. I don't intend to send it to the public. I will continue my investigation. Many have tried to get in my way, slow me down, but I'm doing this for my family. I won't give up. I know someday it'll be able to give Ethan and Mia my thanks. I'll be able to give Ethan and Mia my thanks directly. At least I pray I can. My name is Zoe. See, a survivor. So why did she get a letter from Chris, a survivor of this tragedy? And all right, man.